All right, welcome in, race fans. This is Jason from First Gear Network, here to put on a heck of a show with First Gear Racing in the Gen 6 Cup cars tonight at Michigan International Raceway. Speedway, sorry. Tonight, we are about halfway through our practice session. We've got about 28 minutes left here at practice, and we're going to get the broadcast started. Looks like everybody's lining up for a little pit party. Um, For those of you that are on already watching, I'm going to try to commentate what I can when I can. I've been in and out of losing my voice for the past week, so I might be muted for some sections tonight. I apologize, but wanted to be able to put this show on for you guys. So we're going to do the best we can, and appreciate you all coming and sharing this race with me as we see these guys put on the best of the best and have some fun here at Michigan tonight. It's our final preseason race of the season. We are starting next week. The season will start for all three series: Indy cars on Monday night, GT3s on Wednesday night, and Gen 6 cars next Saturday night. Next Saturday night for week one in the Gen 6 Cup Series, we are going to be going to Old Atlanta Motor Speedway, which should provide some really good racing, some action, and we're going to see how these cars drive on an older surface and how tire wear works out. As we see these guys getting lined up. We're going to do a little pit party here, so we'll broadcast this part of practice, get to qualifying here in just under 27 minutes. And then we're scheduled for 130 laps tonight. Right along here in the 92, about middle of the pack. All the different lines everybody's running. Trying to get some side draft off the 7 of Tommy Thompson. crazy how all the different lines everybody's taking, the runs, the momentum. Oh no, contact between the 13 and the 92. Takes a couple cars out of this pack. Oh, more contact. Ooh, 33 right to the back of the 32 going into turn one here. 7 getting a really good run on the low side. There's a little bit of momentum out of turn 2 going down the backstretch there, so he follows back in line behind the 66, and he's got to catch that draft and pull back into them. Go through the track and see who's on the track. Look at some cars here. Outlet and George Buck. A couple of really good looking race cars there. Gary Flynn's on track in the 15. Toyota Bass Pro Shops. Josh O'Brien running the 24 National Guard DuPont scheme. Andrew Rose is on track in the 48 car. Looks like Brody Pope's coming out on track now. Granger 29 Chevrolet. Now we've got 15 drivers registered in the lobby. 14 have been on track. The only car that hasn't yet so far has been the 18 car Daniel Butler. Just joined here recently, so we'll probably see him on track here shortly. As I mentioned, here he comes, the 18 car. X-side batteries, 18 Chevy Camaro of Daniel Butler. Currently the top of the charts for practice is going to be Ivan. We're on a 38.373 for the fastest lap of the session. Ivan said, I came here to run fast. Let's get it done. And he is doing it. If I got to see it earlier, we might not have seen the 51 Osborne. It's there we go. We hadn't seen that car yet. Chevy Camaro, number 51. Coca-Cola. And Mission on the sponsors on the car. And Sparko up there above the windshield. Sharp looking car. Coming back on track. We'll ride with Gary here for a moment. He's got a few cars on track currently. Everybody's kind of spread out. Feeling their cars out, trying to figure out the grip and how everything's going to work tonight. Looks pretty overcast at the moment. Get to the forecast here in a moment. It does look like it was supposed to be a partly cloudy day, so looks like a little bit heavier clouds right now for practice, but maybe come race time be a little sunshine like there is on the front stretch currently. Sunlight seems to be coming around the track here pretty much the whole track now. The back stretch looks a little lighter than it did last time. It was a little darker over there in turn 3. '92 car, James Malloy, rocking the Mountain Dew Baja Blast paint scheme. It's a good color car right there. I love that color combo with the racing stripes. Any paint that's a Chase Elliott paint scheme I like. Hey Josh, good to see you're watching from work. Sorry you had to work tonight, man. We're missing you on track. Don't get too distracted now. Are you up in the chopper tonight, or are you just waiting for something to happen? See the sun's come out a bit brighter now, so we got a little pocket here where the sun seems to be covering the whole track. Get the track temp up a little bit. We'll throw up our turn off the track map for a second, and we'll throw up our weather here on the side. just kind of give us a breakdown. Race date is August 24th. Kind of picked a late summer month for tonight's race. 12:47 p.m. local time. Currently, wind is very light, 1 to 2 miles an hour. Ambient temp 75 degrees. 45% humidity. As we see the 92, lock them up, spin around here. Out of turn 4 on the front stretch. It's marked as cloudy in the weather report now, but track temp with that sun poking out is up to 98 degrees. So got about a 23 degree difference between ambient air temp and track temp currently. Well, heck yeah, Josh. Hope you're having a good night at work, man. Like I said, we're missing you on the track tonight. Can't wait to see you back on Monday for the IndyCar season opener. Let's see who else has joined in. Looks like we've got Joe Gibbons has hopped in here in the 88 car. He's not on track yet. See a lot of these guys running more single file, single car runs, trying to see what their lap times are bound to be kind of by themselves, how their car is going to act, get an idea for what to do for qualifying. 24 car, as soon as we hop on his car, is pulling to pit road, trying a pit road entry, green flag pit stop. Catch up here with Daniel in the 18. Just awesome what you can do in iRacing and with the painting apps, trading paints, and what you can do with all these other paint apps to make these awesome skins for these cars, these wraps, paint jobs, whatever you want to call them. We have a lot of good looking cars. Everybody brings something really cool to their cars, to the series, which is really awesome. A lot of different styles and ideas, and just some of these cars you see as throwbacks and cars, paints that we grew up with when we were all a little bit younger watching NASCAR. And some of them are fresh new ideas that are, original and one of a kind. And it's really, really cool. We see Trevor Benz coming out on track right in front of Daniel here. See Daniel drop down to the low side and get around Trevor as he's getting up to speed. He even got a little bit of draft there off of Trevor. See if he runs any faster this lap. 39.44. His last lap was a 39.48, so pretty consistent. Nothing wrong with that. Just under 10 minutes now of practice remaining before we get to qualifying tonight. Let's see if the software is going to play nice. We'll bring up a little bit of race details for you guys. Of course, it's not going to play nice. Let's do this. There we go. So tonight in Michigan, again, ambient temp 75. 45% humidity, so we shouldn't have any fog or moisture of that sort. Cloudy skies with a 3-mile-an-hour wind. Race distance is 130 laps. Our fuel window, I jumped in with these guys when practice started. I was getting readings of somewhere between like 42 to 46 laps, somewhere in that window, so we pinned it to 44 to 46. Definitely as the run goes on and you have to kind of back up the throttle a little bit more on the car, you might be able to save a little bit of fuel. So we might see something go maybe 47, 48 laps. But that's kind of the window we're looking at. And being a 130 lap race, no guaranteed cautions unless they're for incidents. Most likely looking at a 2-stop, maybe a 3-stop if the yellows just pan out to where it becomes an opportunity to pit and not lose a ton of track position under green. But if these guys can get, even 45 laps per run, pitting at 45 and pitting at 90, that leaves you 40 laps for the finish, which would be good enough. And like I said, if yellows happen, might be a 3-stop. The cars, you get 4 sets of tires in this series. You get 1 that you start on and 3 sets in the pits. So again, it's always good to, we try to have it be close to where you may have to use all your tires, but also it leaves that extra set in the bank if you're able to run longer runs and have a set kind of saved for in case there's a late race caution or something like that. So strategies can play out in multiple different ways, which is kind of fun. Again, this is a 2-mile track length. 98 degrees is the current track temperature here out of Brooklyn, Michigan. Ought to be a blast tonight. This track provided a really good race back in season 2, middle of season 2. We raced here, and it was a pretty darn good event, and some excitement, some drama, late race cautions, and everybody really seemed to have a pretty good time at it. It was pretty competitive. There was a lot of battles for the lead and such, so kind of excited to see what tonight brings for us. And being preseason, I mean, nothing on the line but bragging rights, really. There's no points, there's no penalties, there's nothing that can really hurt you here. It's just keeping us in the motion of racing on Saturday nights, getting ourselves comfortable with these Gen 6 cars. We've got a few new members that have joined, some people that have been part of the league for a while but have been racing the other series that are coming over and trying this series. So it's a good test to get everybody ready for when the points start counting next weekend. And I apologize, I had to mute there. I was starting to cough pretty bad. My sore throat's just been back and forth on me here for about a week now. So got about just under 6 minutes left to practice. Looks like just got a few cars on track. Go back out here and see who else is on track. Gary Flynn's on track. Andrew Groves is on track. Joshua O'Brien up there riding that high line up there almost into the wall, maybe slowing down because he might have gotten into the wall. May have said that was it for that run. Kyle Heath out on track. Oh, he's locking him up. Everybody's slowing down here as we get to the last few minutes of practice. Gary, though, still going at it. And Joshua's just carrying on around the apron. So we'll ride with Gary here. We're going to go to TV3, a little wider shot. We'll see if anybody else comes out now that we've hit the 5-minute mark. We've got 16 drivers in the field. The 88 of Joe Gibbons has joined, I think. I don't see... Oh, now I see him. Now he's just coming out on track for the first time. So we'll ride with Joe here for a second. In the 88 car. Good looking car. HendrickCars.com on the rear fender there. Time Warner cable on the front, on the hood. National Guard down there on the lower panel there in the rear. It's a good looking car. He comes out on track just a little bit in front of the 15 here. Let's jump in with Joe as he makes his first laps here tonight around Michigan. Close there with the 15. It's a really good shot. This is basically my camera view. I don't change anything for broadcasting, so you really see what I see when I'm driving. This is how much of the track I can see, my mirrors, all of that. It's kind of cool. You get that experience that from a driver's spot. I only have one screen. I don't run triples or anything like that. So this is as much of the track that I would see if I was racing tonight. And Sound-wise, everything's at the same level. The only thing I turned down for the broadcast side is obviously the race chat through iRacing, so that way you don't hear all of that chatter. But the sounds, the engine, the air, the tires, those are the biggest noises I have turned up more than anything, just so I can hear those things. And so that's kind of what we hear in the broadcast as well. I don't change those dials between racing and broadcast. So he had to let off as he scraped the wall there. He's getting a little bit of a toe behind the 24, and that car can get tight in the draft. The more wheel you put into it to try to turn the car, it can want to come around on you. Get an oversteer to understeer condition, and whoop. Ooh, Josh, just so close to the wall there. And all the wear and tear on the front nose of his car just from being on track. I noticed that last time we were here in Michigan. There's a lot of dust and debris at this track as he's trying to come down a pit road. Joe's following him, so he hits pit road speed right at the cone. It's good practice. There's Trevor Benz in the 33. Great looking Kelly Blue Book car. All right, well, just checked up at the top of the board here, and looks like practice is ending in the next 10 seconds. So looks like as it goes now, Ivan in the 19 car is going to be our fastest in practice by 2.5 tenths over Kyle Heath. So a little bit of drafting help, I'm sure, for that lap, but still great job to put up that time in practice, as practice is just the checkered flag is being thrown. These guys are going to get reset here, back to pits. There they go, disappearing. And then we're going to go to qualifying, which is going to be exciting as well. See who's the fastest. I'll pull up our practice results just to kind of give you an idea of what the gap is between first and 16th. We'll see if that is the same as we get to qualifying here, because I don't think we'll have that big of a gap. We'll put the board up on the side, and we're going to follow along with whoever's going on track first. Try to get shots of everybody. Like Todd might be the furthest, so he's going to catch the green flag first for his first lap. Right, he takes the green flag for his lap, so we're going to follow Todd as he's going to put this lap down early. He's going to get it done and over with. And Todd's pretty good with qualifying. He's usually up near the top of the charts and top of the track. They don't call him Mr. High Side for nothing, although this is what I'm probably considering as a warm-up lap for him. He's going to make the second lap count probably and run low, would be my guess. But he could prove me wrong. Yep, coming down the dip down to the finish lap 1, take lap 2. So that lap 1 time of 40.84, definitely not where you want to be. But he ran that high side to get that engine cranked up as fast as it can get going, carry as much momentum to the start finish line, down low here for lap 2. As he's gotten blown by Ben, Gary, and Josh. Josh O'Brien, 39.15 for his first lap. Ivan with a 39.22. There's Josh, he's running his second lap. There's Gary with 39.25. And Ben with a 39.36. As you see Todd coming around to complete lap number 2. This is going to be the money lap for him. See, where does that put him? 39.04. Here comes Josh to finish lap 2. What does he do? Uh, 39.15. Is that the same lap that he ran before? Ben with a 39.12 to take second. Gary completed his lap of a 39.2. Same with Ivan, a 39.2 on his second lap. James Malloy just completed his first lap, 39.61. We'll change it over to showing the gap in between. So, I mean, we're a half a second between everybody currently that's run a lap. Excuse me. James is on his second lap now. We'll see if that improves and tightens that field up as Tommy Thompson has put up P6. See, James Malloy gets, yep, he had a faster lap there, just didn't gain a spot, but a 39.44 puts him just 4/10 off of Todd Smith's lap time. Tommy's completing his second lap currently. And it stays, he's a little bit slower on that second lap. But Mark's on his first lap here, getting ready to complete it. See where that puts Mark. Mark goes up to P8, 39.69. Joe Gibbons is on his first lap. So is Daniel Butler. Trevor Benz is getting ready to take the green for his first lap. So we're going to go back here and see what Joe and Daniel do for their lap times. This would be first lap for both of them. Let's see here. Joe goes to P6. Daniel goes to P6 as they run 39.33 for Joe, 39.3 for Daniel. Mark comes around on his second lap with a 39.49. So still within a half a second of both. So still a tight field. Everybody's within a half a second. Trevor coming around to complete lap 1. Let's see what he has to offer here in that 33 Kelly Blue Book car for lap 1. Sorry. He takes 6 with a 39.23. Then we go back. Joe just crossed the line to go to P4 at 39.19, and Daniel then goes to 7th, jumps over Trevor Bims to a 39.21. The field is staying tight, folks. Everybody's within a half a second of the leader that's run laps so far, as Trevor's wrapping up his second lap here. He's coming to take the checkered. Kyle, he just came out on track. He's on his warm-up lap now. We'll go to him here shortly after Trevor crosses the line. See where that puts Trevor. A 39.24. He actually lost a hundredth of a second from his first lap to that lap. Looks like Andrew Lowe just joined the lobby, so we're going to have another car on track with us here shortly. Kyle's coming out of turn 4. This is take the green flag for the beginning of his first of 2 qualifying laps. Going as fast as I can go, it says. The Eagle is fast. He's a Season 1 champion of the Gen 6 Cup Series on First Gear Racing. He is the only car on track currently in lap 1. Let's see what kind of lap time he puts down here to set the bar for what we might be able to see. He's running high on this first lap, kind of like Todd did, so I think he's taking that same book. This should be around a 42nd. Yep, 40.36. Super slow lap 1 to, again, give the tires the best chance to get warmed up, get the most grip out of this car and engine, as he is cut to the bottom of 1 and 2, going down the back stretch. As he comes around 3 and 4 here, right down to that yellow line. Lets the car drift up just a little bit so it doesn't scrub speed. And then he's going to cut it back down here, get down as low as he can, cut this front straightaway, hit the bump, hit the time, and it says 39.1, puts him P2. Good run by Kyle Heath. Todd Smith put that bar up early. Oh no, what happened? On his outlap, Joshua Osborne just yanked it to the right. I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure what happened there, folks. He'll get to reset and start fresh if he wants, because that happened before he hit the line. Andrew Gross has taken the green flag on his qualifying run. He's on his first lap. No problem. Tell Jimmy no problem at all. Andrew goes P5 on his first lap. Really good lap, 39.16. Again, the whole field from 1st to 13th that has run a lap within a half a second of each other. Very tight field in qualifying here. As we see, Adam Lowe is on his first lap currently. There's his car loading in, the 58 DuPont Chevrolet. Looking good. All right, so Andrew trying to better that first lap. Adam runs a 39.25 his first lap. Andrew, 39.1. Right behind Kyle Heath. So that'll put him 3rd on the board. So that makes Adam Lowe the only other car on track right now. We still have 4 cars not qualified. So Adam, his first lap was a 39.25. We'll put him 11th on the scoreboard. We've got just 15 seconds left of qualifying here. This is right down to the wire. And Adam runs a 39.19, puts him up to P6. Now we will go to our as everything loads up here. Here's our grid for tonight's race. Todd Smith wins the pole. Kyle Heath starting 2nd. Andrew Groves starting 3rd. Ben Summerford. Row 3, Joshua O'Brien and Adam Lowe. Row 4, Joe Gibbons and Gary Flynn. Row 5, Ivan Deschamps and Daniel Butler. Row 6, Trevor Benz and Tommy Thompson. Further down the field, we have James Malloy and Mark Owlett in row 7. Row 8, Brody Pope, Joshua Osborne. And row 9, George Buck and Jimmy Emos. So we will have 18 cars in tonight's race. Good luck to these 18 drivers. Hope everybody puts on a heck of a race. Good luck, have fun. And thank you guys for tagging along with me here on the stream. And like I said, I'm going to do what I can with my voice. I'm going to try to call what I can. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate you guys coming along for the ride, though. And just one more recap with our race info. Tonight's race distance, 130 laps. Roughly fuel windows around 44 to 46 laps, somewhere in there. 3 sets of tires in the pits. Everybody has one fast repair for damage if they get heavy damage in an incident. Ambient temperature 75 degrees. Humidity's gone up a tick to 46%. Still marked as a cloudy day today, with the wind is at 4 miles an hour currently. Our track temperature is down to 85, so cooling off with the cloud cover. Should create a little bit more speed, burn a little bit more fuel. So we'll see where it takes us today. All right, guys, everybody's getting lined up here on the back stretch. Gotta wait for the rest of the field to kind of catch up here. We're kind of strung out. We're gonna turn the dashboard back on, show the speed of whoever we're following. That's 18th place. Jimmy Emos is on the back stretch going into turn 3. He's a little off pace from the leaders as pace car is dropping down.
Green flag.
We have a green flag. That's right. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Todd Smith takes the lead going into turn 1 and 2 here. Kyle Heath running second. Andrew Groves in third, so the top 3 stay where they started as Joshua O'Brien has moved up to 4th, gained a spot already here in this first lap. Ben Summerford has dropped back a spot. Adam Lowe dropped back 4, back to 10th from where he started, so starting 6th didn't work out good for him there. As now Kyle Heath is going to take the lead and lead lap 1.
Caution, man. I didn't hear
Caution
nothing.
is out. Caution is out. Back here, I'm not sure what happened. Oh. 92 off throttle, 29 in the back of the 92, and the 51 just goes spinning. Save it, keep it from hitting anything else. Oh, not in front of the 92. The 92 locks it up again. Oh my goodness.
You have one passenger.
It's not the way you want to have to lose a set of tires to start the race either. Leaders are coming around turn 1 here. Looks like pace car right here out of turn 2. So that's a little bit of excitement to start. I don't know what happened with the 92 there. He slowed up big time. And the 29 just wasn't expecting it from what I can tell. That was just really weird. I'm going to actually go back one more time here while we've got a moment. I'm going to play it from, we're going to ride with James on this one just so we can see if there's anything we can tell from his cockpit. Here we go. Off throttle. Heck of a drive to keep it off the wall, lock it up, and then he gets going here, and the 51 starts coming back in front of him, and he has to lock it up again. Oh, so close. Heck of a drive. As he's coming down pit road, getting passed by the 51. Not sure about that. Not sure what's going on there as 29 and 51 has made their stops. If you have to use a set of tires, I hope they didn't have to yet, but I think that was pretty quick stops for probably fuel and a fast repair. I don't know. Very quick stops for those two, as the 92's taking a little bit longer. I really didn't see much damage. Maybe he's doing a repair off time. And we're just kind of monitoring here as the leaders are in turn 3. So he's just probably doing a time repair, letting the crew fix the car, not using that fast repair right now. Which is good. We've got a lot of laps left in this race. There he goes. All right, so biggest movers in a first lap and a half, 2 laps here of racing. Kyle Heath obviously gains 1 to take the lead over Todd Smith. Like Ivan in the 19 is +4 up to 5th. Trevor Benz has gained 2 spots up to 9th. And then even George Buck in 14th is up 3 spots. Biggest loser so far will be Adam Lowe in the 58, has lost 4 spots back to 10th from the start. Ben Summerford went down 3 spots, down to 7th. And then James Malloy with the contact spin and the long pit stop to get repairs is lost 5 spots from where he started back to 18th. So as the field gets side by side, lights are off on the pace car. Coming out of turn 2 here, we will be going green this next time by, and the restart will commence. And with restarts comes the craziness of the double file restart. Everybody's together close. It's where you can make your biggest gains and biggest losses. So we'll see what happens here with the pack this time, as the 24 is bumping the 13 along, giving him a little buzz, a little bump. that was funny. And we'll see what happens here on this restart. If we have any excitement. All right, pace car is coming down on the pit road. Doesn't hit the barrels. We're good. Restart
Green flag,
zone.
green
Here
flag.
we go. Green, green, green. Kyle Heath gets a heck of a restart. Clears Todd Smith on the outside. Joshua O'Brien gets side by side with Todd here. And the 13 goes up to get a better corner entry into 1 here. Looks like the 24 was trying to get clear of the 66 there, but couldn't do it, so the 66 gets a run. Looks like we might have had a little bit more contact here. 51. Oh, tries to avoid the 80. Gets loose. Oh, flips the 92. And that totals the 51. So, not sure what happened to Mark here. He was down on the apron. A little contact with Tommy Thompson, it looks like. The 7 and the 80 get real close.
No way, that's not a caution, race control. Definitely should have been a caution. How we reckon on a restart every time though?
Yeah, and the 80 checks up a little bit after getting on the apron. 51 hits the back of him, gets loose, overcorrects. Turns the car up straight into the wall. Oof. And from what I'm hearing, no caution? This race carries on. While we were away, the 48 of Andrew Groves is taking the lead. Mark Owlett and the Osborne have both gone to pit road. George Buck is already a lap down. He has gone to pit road as well. And no caution for that wreck there on that restart. iRacing choosing to not throw a caution, which is crazy. Yeah, yep. That's kind of where I'm at. I'd be the same way. We just saw a car go straight nose first into the wall, cause contact with another car. iRacing should have called that. I'm not certain why we don't have a caution there. That has kind of spread our field out a little bit with, and the 18!
For caution here.
Now we get a caution for one car spinning. It was the 18 of Daniel Butler. Went for a ride. And then we have more. It says the 13 and the 19. Oh my goodness. Oh. I gotta go to a different camera here. I'm not certain what happened there, but we're going to go to a different camera view. Everybody backs down for the caution. Contact from 66 into 13 gets him loose into the 58. 19 gets collected, 66 and the 15 all get caught up in this. Oh no. Alright, so we've had some excitement to start this race. What in the heck is going on here tonight? We knew Michigan could be crazy, but this is all stemming from the incident with the 18 coming out of turn 2. Contact from the 58, and the 18 gets the 18 to spin. And the yellow comes out, and after the yellow comes out is where we have the craziness happen there with the bump from the 66 to the 13 and gets him wishy-washy. And so that puts a lot of cars with damage here on the pit road. Back half of the field from 8th on back is on pit road. George Buck looks to be getting the lucky dog. So that'll get him back on the lead lap. Good for George. It's always unfortunate when you go a lap down so early in the race, and you know, kind of as a driver, you got to hope for a caution to catch a break, get back on there, and it happened to George here early on. As we're only on lap 12 of tonight's race, and a lot of cars getting fixed up here on pit road. Don't know how many are using fast repairs. The system doesn't tell me that. But again, with only one, you got to decide, is the damage fair enough to where you have to use it, or is it enough to be able to do time repairs on pit road under caution? Got a little chat going on in here. Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure why iRacing did not call that first wreck. That one. I mean, that was one car pretty much nose first into the wall, spun around, pointed the wrong way, caused another car to spin. Like that was the racing line too, so that should have thrown a caution by iRacing. I know in some other races I've been in recently, even last night, we had some wrecks in another league's race, and wasn't throwing cautions like it should, and the hosts had to keep doing it. So not sure if they're changing their algorithm for that or not, but it's not consistent. So we've got to work on that and try to be ready for that, because our rules are are based off of iRacing cautions and to the admin's discretion to be able to throw, but it's not guaranteed because the admins that are running this race are in the race. So we are reported from, each admin communication-wise in chat, but for the most part, it's up to iRacing's rules. So it's a shame when you see it work for one car, but not work for multiple car incident that actually saw contact. And I'm pretty certain that 51, when he hit the wall, had to have blown his motor. Like, his car wasn't going anywhere. And it has him marked out of the race. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. There's Jimmy in the 67. He's had an eventful start here tonight. New member to First Gear Racing. Catch up here as the pace cars getting ready to pull down on the pit road. Andrew's going to lead the field to the restart zone, and we'll be off and racing here again.
Ready. Green flag, green flag.
Green, green, green. Wide racing is the 7 underneath the 88. 33 gets by on the outside, 7 gets by on the low side on the 88, but he's holding that middle. He's got room to come up now. And they're going to stay side by side coming on the front stretch. High side's definitely got a good run here. Andrew stays out front. Trevor's looking to the outside. Starts coming up. Trevor comes up a little bit higher. Stay in line. So the top 4 clear of the inside line. Top 5 now as the 29 is gotten by Tommy Thompson. Tommy looks to go high but can't because the 66 is there behind him. Side by side for the 7 and the 66. These guys are putting in a force here to battle for this lead as well. Go out to TV3, see it from a little bit further shot so we can see more of the action. Just so far away. This looks like Josh O'Brien is looking to the inside of the 48 here, gets a nose out in front of him going into turn 3. Side by side, the 33 and 66, really close. The 66 gets a heck of a run, drops below. We got 3 wide for the lead. Andrew leads that lap in the 48. We're going to stay 3 wide, it looks like, going into turn 1. Patience is out the window for our last preseason race. The 29 on the high side gets a good bump to the 48. Takes P2 away from the 24 here for a moment. 24 is digging hard on the low side, trying to stay with them. It's hard, that momentum on that outside when there's more cars up there. Everybody's got the draft. As the 33 gets by as well. Looks like the 66 is going to get to the high side of the 24. Maybe we see a little bit of patience here. Then try to drive up in front of one of those guys and block them and keep from losing any more spots. But it's still early. We're on lap 18. Nick, I agree. I'm sure he is. We will go in with him here on the track and see that he has made up time here, positions from both of those earlier incidents on the lead lap in 12th place. Just at the tail of this lead pack. Still kind of in their draft, it looks like. So now he's just got to put his head down and charge and move forward and hopefully get to stay out of trouble here for the rest of the race. Just like that, we have a new leader. Trevor Benz is taking the lead. Brody Pope in second. Andrews back to third. Trevor drops low to break the draft with the 29. Then back up. Doesn't look like it worked very much as the 29 closes in on him here. 29 tries to dive in lower, backs the entry up a little bit, trying to look underneath the 33. The 33 is going to carry momentum on corner exit here though. Oh, as we see the 66 scrub the wall coming out of turn 2. Side by side racing back here between the 88 and the 66, 24 and the 7, even the 32 and the 13, side by side. And we have the group of the, looks like Daniel Butler and Adam Lowe have kind of broken off from the pack. And then we have another pack with Gary, James, and Ivan. They're just a little bit further back currently. And then a little bit further back we'll have Jimmy and looks like Mark, who's currently 6 laps down. So I'm not certain what all happened to Mark in that incident, but he lost multiple laps. So that's our 17th place. 18th place is Joshua Osborne out of the race in that 51 car after 2 incidents early. And that second one nose first into the outside wall. Finished off that car for the night. Let's go back up here to the lead pack. Still almost like a pace lap, 2 by 2. From 3rd, 4th on back, and first 2 are out, nose to tail. Now they pull Tommy Thompson clear as well. Looks like Todd Smith in the 66 is trying to get clear of that 29. Can't do it as the 29 gets clear. Some really hard racing by these guys. We're going to jump in the car with the 66 here. Oh, it looks like Trevor got real tight there on corner exit. Almost hit the wall. Todd goes low here in the 3, trying to gain a spot here on Tommy. And he does. He clears Tommy. 29 comes up. Oh no, contact with the 66. As he tried to undercut him, cross him over here. That was close. That was real close to being a bad incident. Good driving by both of those guys to save it and keep their cars straight. You guys are running side by side. Look back from the 29. Sparks coming out of the back of these cars. All the way down to the apron. Third stretch. Todd starting to gain in on the 29. The front 4 starting to pull away a little bit from the rest of the group. They got single file. They had a close call a couple laps ago between the 66 and 29. Oh, I hear something. Caution is out. Just waiting to get the report here. Looks like Summerford. Let's go to the replay. Let's take a look and see what happens here. Oh, heavy damage too. Oh. Looks like him and Tommy got together. Looks like Ben was coming up on corner exit. Tommy was holding or coming down a little bit. It's hard to tell. We'll get a rear view cam here. Tommy just didn't go up further, and Ben just, I mean, that corner exit, the car gets tight. Just didn't hold the car down. Didn't manage that space. Probably expected Tommy to come up a little bit higher, but you pay the price when you assume somebody's going to do that. Tommy comes down a little bit, but stays above that seam. Ben comes up, in across that seam, contact, hard damage to the 32. And I think there was a few other cars that went off track to avoid, but nobody else with damage like Ben. And looks like he tries to nurse it back to pit road, and does. Uses that fast repair, I assume, as we're seeing. Split decision. We have Todd Smith, Kyle Heath, Tommy Thompson, Adam Lowe, Joe Gibbons, Gary Flynn, Ivan Deschamps, James Malloy, Jimmy Emos, and George Buck all coming down pit road. That leaves the top 5 currently have stayed out. Kyle Heath had a pit stop time of 7.43 seconds, so I'm not certain if he took tires. Let's go back and look real quick, see if he actually took tires or if this was a fuel stop. Yeah. 66 and him come in. Kyle's car does not get in the air. Todd's does. Right sides for Todd, and then he's getting left sides as Kyle checks out after getting fuel. So Kyle's still not one to take a set of tires yet, as we're only 27 laps in. But takes the fuel. Gets to extend this run a little bit longer. We'll see the differences. Todd will be restarting one position behind Kyle, and Todd will have fresh tires. So that we'll see what the difference is. We'll see what the tire gap is between 27 lap old tires and 0 lap old tires. All right, so just kind of a remap of the field here as we take one to go. Lights are off on the pace car. So in the lead we got Trevor Benz, Andrew Groves in second, Joshua O'Brien third, Brody Pope in fourth, Kyle Heath is in fifth. Again, first car that pitted there on that last stop. Did not take tires. Todd Smith, Daniel Butler. Looks like Daniel's going to be in front of Todd, so that's going to put, okay, so Daniel should be fifth, Kyle sixth, based off how they're lining up. Daniel's just kind of lagging back a little bit, throwing off my running order. That's okay. Field is trying to get lined up here as we're going into turn 3. So looks like Joe Gibbons just coming off pit road now, trying to catch up to the pack. I don't know if he's going to catch him all the way in time here before the pace car dips down. Everybody's getting lined up. Looks like Ben and Mark are kind of lagging back here from the field. And Joe is coming. He's got a head of speed, green flag. Here we go. Trevor Benz leading the field back to green here on lap 29. Plenty of racing all throughout here. You see the 58 coming to pit road. Not sure what happened there for Adam. 15th is okay. So Adam and Ben both come to pit road. Not sure what happened there. Oh no! What a save! Josh is trying to stay on the apron though. That's not where you want to be. We'll go back and watch that again. Let's go. Jump on board here. It didn't trigger anything, which is crazy. But that was loose, down, and then a bump? Was that just contact? Into the right rear corner from the 48 into the 24. Heck of a save by the 24. Get that thing off the wall, keep it going straight, slowly works his way back up on the track. Lost a lot of track position, but it's not a torn up car as he currently runs 11th, 12th here, battling for 11th with Ivan 19. Back up front, we see new tires. New tires is gone. Todd Smith already over 1.3 second lead over Andrew Groves. He's going to try to stretch these new tires out. It's back further on. Andrew's in second. Trevor's in third. We've got the 7 of Tommy Thompson racing side by side with the 29. Brody Pope. As Tommy Thompson gets underneath Trevor here, exiting. Oh no! What happened? Trevor and Andrew got together there. That was some heavy contact, and the car got swirly for Trevor, but everybody keeps it straight. Tommy Thompson gets by everybody. I'm going to say that Tommy Thompson may have fresh tires as well. Very, very likely. Yeah, he had a 15-second pit stop, that last pit stop. Lap 26. So yeah, he got 4 tires. Oh, Trevor bends hard into the wall. The 92 goes spinning. Are you kidding me? Can we catch this guy a break, please? James Malloy, through no fault of his own. We're going to go back to the middle of turn 2 here. See Trevor up there ahead of him. Get high into the wall. Get loose. Hit the wall hard. 92 goes to avoid. The 18 is there. Oh. Oh, man. And lets it roll back away from the wall. Good job. Great driving skills by James. Easily could have slid into the wall there and lets the car roll back away from the wall. And yeah, maybe a little bump, little damage, but not a lot. If anything, just the contact when he crossed over the 18's bumper, but kept it out of the wall. Probably got the tires a little flat spotted. Definitely got them a little hot. But I mean, when you have bad races, you could have a tore up race car, and James Malloy has been involved in 3 separate incidents already this race, I believe, and still on the track. Not, you know, the car is still raceable, but we'll see if he comes down pit road for service here, as those tires got a lot of sliding on him, and I don't know if he's taken tires yet. I just know he's made multiple pit stops, but they've all been short, I believe, so I don't know if he's actually taken a set. So if he hasn't, good on him, because then he's got the use out of these tires. It's time. We see another split decision. Still have drivers that are staying on track that have only pitted for fuel and not tires yet, from what I can tell. 92 is taking right side tires this time. A little scrape on the right side of the car there, as you can tell. Taking left sides as well. Says, all right, these tires have seen enough this race, 36 laps in. Let's get a new set of tires. He's going to fill up that fuel tank. Probably going to save, if he hasn't had to use it, which I don't think he has, that fast repair and let the repairs happen over time. I don't know, it doesn't tell me how much time he has for repairs, but he will probably go before the pace car gets around to lap him, so just try to do as much repairs as he can. Car overall doesn't look terrible. So as he's doing that, let's get caught back up with what's happened here up front in the field now that pit stops have happened, which Todd Smith came down pit road there from the lead, took fuel. It puts him back in 7th, but what it does is it puts lucky number 7, Tommy Thompson, is up front leading this race here at Michigan tonight. Brody Pope in the 29 is running 2nd. This has been a crazy race. We're on our 4th caution. We're 36 laps in. Nick, I could understand. Malloy's got to be like, what am I, everybody's punching bag tonight? And I would be in the same boat as him. I would be upset, but I would be hopeful. He's still got a car that's in one piece. I still think he's got an opportunity to get back up to the front. He's done a heck of a job keeping this car off of other cars when spinning, and then also off the wall when spinning. So we'll see what happens here for the rest of the race for James, as I'm sure he's got that temper's got to be up there just a little bit. He's got to be like, what do I got to do? What do I got to do to get back up to the front and get up here and race for this win? So as we go here down the back stretch, everybody's 2x2 lights are off on the pace car. Like the field will all be out here as we've still got 17 cars on the track. Right now, top 15 are on the lead lap. Ben Summerford's in 16th, 1 lap down. Mark Owlett in the 80 is in 17th, 5 laps down. So you guys are hoping for a little bit more cautions for a lucky dog, maybe. Let's see what happens as we come through turn 4 here. The pace car is going to dip down, drop onto pit road, and we're going to get led to the restart zone by Tommy Thompson. All right, pace car's off onto pit road, and Tommy is in the restart zone, and here we go. Tommy Thompson with a great jump. Good restart for the 7. Gets clear of the 29 and come up track. Got to watch the momentum these cars behind him get coming off of turn 2. Everybody seems to get a good run behind the leader off of turn 2. And as we see, the 13 is right up to his bumper. The 58 looks low on the 29. 58 looks low on everybody. The 58 is side by side with Tommy Thompson for the lead as he jumped 2 spots past 2 cars fully, clearly through that corner, 3 and 4. Backs up behind Tommy here as Kyle looks underneath. 13 car drops underneath 58, battle for second. That's where it's at right now as Tommy Thompson holds the lead. Adam Lowe is on, I don't know if he's on fresher tires. He has made multiple pit stops. His last one was only for 3 seconds, so it was for top off and maybe a slight damage repair, but the car is quick right now as he is dispersed. Everybody behind him and is trying to get this pass done for the lead on Tommy Thompson as they come out side by side out of turn 4. We come to the stripe. Leader at the stripe is the 7. Leads another lap as there's a train of cars here on the outside line. The 66 peeks up there, gets blocked by Tommy. Tommy put the block to Todd and said, nope. 66 is in the wall, was in the wall going into 1. Lost a lot of momentum there with that run. There was a freight train of cars coming when that 66 was getting pushed by the 33 and the 48. Now the 58 drops back a little bit, as now we're seeing the 33 and the 48 just pitted this last pit stop and took tires, it looks like, based off their pit times. Last lap by was the fastest lap for the 48. 38.64. So did Tommy. About the same time. Trevor takes the lead from Tommy and is pulling away here just a little bit. Oh, we got contact. That is Malloy again. No yellow that I can tell. And here he is. We're going to replay it real quick for you guys. Oh, he got loose. He got loose as the 67 came around him. Took the air off his spoiler, got him loose. A little bit of contact. Another heck of a save, but James is getting heated as we do have a yellow. My apologies. And there it is. Okay. So, why is it not showing me the field? There we go. 48. Same position that the 32 was in earlier. 7 doesn't give room. Holds his line. Doesn't go up the track. It collects the 13 as well as a lot of others.
What does he have to do with it?
As we're hearing through chat's turned down, but not all the way off. A little bit of chatter here. Yeah, that's hard racing, but there's no room to give. Is just clobbered by the 13, the 48, in that right side door. There was room. I mean, there was room. I'm not here to be judge, jury, and executioner, but there was room there. It's a big wreck. That's a big wreck when there was room for the 7 to come up. There was room for the 48 to maybe not push up as hard as he did. So that's it's racing for you. A lot of times you're racing for the same piece of track. As now we're going to catch back live here and see where everybody's at here in the field. As a lot of cars got damaged in that wreck. So on lap 42 we had, looks like James, Kyle, Brody, Joshua, Andrew, and Ivan all pitted, all with 15 to 16 second stops. So it looks like tires for those, except for James, only a 6-second stop. So maybe just fuel and a little bit of damage repair. So back up front now with the leaders that did not pit here on this last one. Trevor Benz leading in first. His last time on pit road was lap 35, so caution before last. Adam Lowe, second place, last pitted on lap 29. So everybody's kind of, looks like everybody on the lead laps has been on pit road. Looks like the furthest back would be Gary Flynn in the 15. His last stop was on lap 26, where he did a 7-second stop. So that could have been one side of tires and fuel, just fuel. Hard to say there. As pace car has the lights off on the pace car. Field's getting double file here, and they're getting everybody sorted and lined up. We're going to get ready to go to green here again and do this again. Just want to say biggest mover right now in the field is our 6th place car, Jimmy Emos. He is up 12 spots from where he started, back of the pack at 18th place. Tommy Thompson is still on pit road, it's telling me. All right, here we go. It's only lap 44 of 130. We have not got to halfway yet. 65 is halfway. We still have a lot of racing left to
Green
do.
flag.
And Trevor Benz leads the field down to the restart zone. Green flag, and he gets a good jump here as the 66 follows through really well and clears Adam Lowe for second. And the 66 looks low here on Trevor. They carry that momentum. See how they respect each other coming up off the... Okay, they gave each other room. Good racing. Figured they were going to push there. The cars are still gaining speed. Tires are not fully up to temp on a restart. Good run by Trevor on the outside to hold that position from the 66 as a 58 now. Gets a run on the 66 on the outside. These guys are close. So Tommy Thompson just left pit lane. On the apron here coming off pit road. It's going to put him a couple laps down. So that leaves us 14 cars on the lead lap. Almost want to say, it looks like almost everybody has had trouble tonight at some sort. Maybe not big trouble, but I don't think anybody's had more trouble than the 92 tonight. He's just had bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. And as we look to see where he's at currently, there's James racing side by side with the 88. Hey Nate, good to see you on. Hope you're having a good evening, brother. I'm excited for Monday night Indy cars. Can't wait to see you on track, bud. So James is currently up to 6th. Driving back through the field here. Giving it another shot. Hey Sheridan, how's it going? Good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys hopping on. It's going. We're having some crazy racing. We see Daniel hits the wall out of turn 2, drops down to the apron, saves it, brings it back up. Everybody continues on. James says, I'll take that. That moves him up to 5th. Heck yeah, brother. I appreciate it, man. Can't wait to get on track with you guys Monday night. The IndyCar Series opener. It's going to be fun. Appreciate the support you guys give and being part of this league, this community. Appreciate it. Thank you. Just hope I have my voice back before I got to broadcast again next week for the GT3 Series. We'll see. James is racing Todd side by side here. This is for the 4th spot. So we see the 92 finally getting some momentum here. Now we got the 48 and the 29 right behind him here. Let's see what happens here as they're staying. 3 totally different lines here in the corner. James gets clear of the 66. The 48 right on his tail. Put James Malloy up to P4. Man on a mission. He's been beat, banged, spun around, had to spin himself from hitting another car after getting spun out already. Like, he's had a night of adventure, and he is a determined man trying to get back up to the front here. So he is he's having a good run here now. See if he can keep it well and stay out of some trouble here tonight. As currently we have the 24 Joshua O'Brien has taken the lead from Trevor Benz. And we see the 58 Adam Lowe into the wall out of 2 hard. That happens so much here. You don't want to let off the throttle and lose momentum, but then you end up hitting the wall and you lose momentum anyways. Sometimes damage your car so bad or spin out. So it's hard. You want to carry that momentum, but when that car starts to get tight and push up towards that wall, you got to have an exit strategy, not hitting that wall. It's hard. You're racing. These guys are all racing hard. So 58 hits the wall. loses a couple spots. 48 gets by the 92. 92 stays in 4th place. So still moving forward. Technically having a great night from where he started. He's 9 spots up from where he started, but he's gone to the back multiple times in the early part of this race with spins and contact and such. So hopefully those are all over and we'll be good to go as we check through the field here. Again, Josh in 24. Got a half a second lead over Trevor now. Starting to check out a little bit. Andrew Groves running 3rd, hunting Trevor down. Puts the bumper to him. Give him a heck of a push here going into turn 1, trying to get him to overdrive corner entry. Andrew's going to try to dive underneath him and clear him out of 2, which he does. Trevor went for the crossover, tried to undercut him, just not enough speed or momentum there. So that puts Trevor back to 3rd. Again, we've just been following James on his rise back to 4th. Brody Pope in the 29. I would say calm. A little bit eventful earlier on for him, just with everybody's had a little bit of something, it seems like, tonight. But for the most part, pretty uneventful. 29 running 5th. Adam Lowe just had an event a few laps ago that we saw live. Losing a little bit of space and time now to the rest of the pack, the lead pack. Racing with Adam, there's Todd. So that's 6th and 7th, battling for 6th place. And then you have Ivan in the 19 running 8th. He's in front of Kyle right now. Kyle's running 9th. He was involved in that incident on that last caution where the 48 was completely sideways and nowhere for Kyle to go. He smashed right into him. And got some heavy damage, had to get repairs. Daniel Butler back to 10th in the 18 car. We got Joe Gibbons in the 88. He's in 11th currently. Jimmy Emos in his first race with FGR, 12th place in that 67. Ben, he's had an eventful evening himself. Had some contact with Tommy Thompson earlier in the race, put him in the wall. Another spin. Was a lap down, now back on the lead lap. Good drive from the 32. Currently in 13th. Gary Flynn will be running 14th in the 15 car, that Toyota Camry. He is the last car on the lead lap. And then you have George Buck in the 28 and Mark Owlett in the 80. They are, George is 2 laps down in 15th. Mark Owlett in the 80 is 5 laps down in 16th. And then Tommy Thompson is going to be the last place car on track in 17th in the 7 car. He is 7 laps down. And then 18th is Joshua Osborne in the 51. He is out of the race after a couple early incidents in this race tonight. So we get back up to the front. Battle for the lead is tightening as the top 5 are nose to tail. So we're going to give my throat a break here for a second. We're going to follow the action and kind of watch this battle for the lead here for a moment. We'll get a run through the field, or if a caution happens, I'm just going to be off mic here just for a moment. Take another swig of Dayquil and chase it with something to keep me warm. So I'll be right back, folks. Hold the phone. We have a new leader. The 92 of James Malloy has just driven this beautiful looking Mountain Dew Baja Blast Chevy Camaro to the front as Trevor goes underneath them out of turn 4. They're going to battle side by side. To lead this lap will go to the 92. He is giving it his all after the way this race has started for him and how many just issues he's had on track to start this race, and we are 2 laps from halfway. And he has made his way to the front before we even get to halfway. Great job by the 92 here. We're getting some green flag racing and some really tight racing back there between 33 and 48. Heavy bumping again. It's going to cause trouble. There's the 24 looking back on the inside. So these guys can't decide who wants to lead. But they're all wanting it. This pack of 5 cars? They've got trouble coming in the form of Kyle Heath and Todd Smith. Going to make it a pack of 7. And then it's a pretty bigger, it's a larger gap so far back to 8th as Adam Lowe is a bit behind that. About 3.5 seconds behind Todd Smith in that pack. So Josh back in the lead. Now it's Trevor looking on the inside. So our 5-car lead pack has gone to a 7-car lead pack, and they've stretched out a gap of almost 4 seconds on 8th on back. Great job by the 13 and the 66 to catch these guys. Now again, this top 5 wasn't running single file, so that slows you down a little bit. A bigger pocket of air gives those 2 cars a chance to catch, but that they did it so well pretty quickly. Well done by those drivers to make that time up. And here's Todd looking on the inside of the 48. Loses the momentum because everybody else is on the outside there, is all in the line, so Todd loses a little bit of momentum. Kyle's trying to clear the 48 out of the corner and does. Wow, that looked close from this angle. Great move by the 13 to gain a spot. Really using that bottom to get the car to rotate, carrying the speed as he's trying to get by the 92 and the 33 here. He's starting to slide up, and he's going to clear the 33, but he doesn't come up enough. Yep, that momentum, he didn't clear him in time. So he's going to fall back to the 33 and the 92. So here he goes again, gets back in line in front of the 48. 48 gives him a shot. The momentum, the runs that these cars are getting because they're in this draft, and the momentum on the high side, it is scary to pull out up in front of that line, because you're gonna get a shot to the back bumper, and it's gonna change your speed by 5-6 miles an hour really quickly. Is that O'Brien in the chat while he's in the lead? Excuse me, sir, what are you doing? "24 cars like, I can do it all." He's probably got preloaded YouTube chat responses on one of his 18,000 button boxes. Front pack still pulling away from 8th on back, so the top 7 have a gap here, over 4 seconds over the rest of the field. And then even that pack of 8th, 9th, and 10th, they've got a 7-second gap over 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. And 14th is Jimmy Emos. He's falling back here a little bit. He just got an off track, it looks like. We're gonna go take a look at that as we're in need of seeing some action. So let's see what happened here. Jimmy, car goes up into the wall. Down through the grass, locks it up. Not turning? Did he lose wheel? Stops on the apron. Reese, did he take a toe to pits? Wow. Okay. So something happened to Jimmy there. I don't know if he's got an issue with his wheel and pedals or whatnot. A little bump to the 24 from the 33. We got to get back live there. I apologize. I went back to the lead without going back to live. I'm slacking. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I got to assume that the 24 is. Just getting to take a leisurely Saturday night drive, chat in the YouTube, lead the race here. I mean, we've had, a lot of lead changes here in this race. There's everybody that's up there in that front 7 has, I think, led a lap tonight. So we're seeing that high side really get worked in now. These guys are staying in a line, and they're going to, start to stretch out this lead just a little bit more on the rest of the field. The cars in line behind the 24 probably saving some gas, I would assume, staying in the draft and making the 24 work harder. So we're going to see here how that works out for the 24. If maybe he doesn't want to lead and gives a turn up to Trevor or somebody else behind him so he can save some fuel. These guys all in this top 7. I mean, I'm going to read off their last pit lap time, or last pit stop lap. Joshua was at 42, Trevor at 35. Lap 42 for the 29, 48, and 92. And lap 35 for Todd in the 66, and lap 43 for the 13. So really Trevor and Todd have been on the track the longest since lap 35 of this pack. So those may be the first 2 cars we have to look at when it comes to pit stops, if they're going to have to stop based off of fuel or anything like that. Oof. Close. 3 wide back here behind Kyle Heath. Looks like Brody is going to back out of it here a little bit. And Kyle Heath just said, okay. And he drops down into 3-4 and takes 2 spots and takes the lead. All right, Joshua, here's your chance. Big bump to the 13 as he leads this lap. And there goes Todd in the 66. Dives way down. I can't even get to him on my camera thing. There we go. Let's ride with these guys for a minute. This is crazy. Let's ride with the 92. He looks inside the 48. Oh, no. Looks like Trevor might have gotten loose there. High side is working. Look at all those different lines. Not a single car running the exact same line in corners 1 and 2. Great driving by all these guys. Kyle Heath up there snaking, trying to break the draft like he's going to get away. Not this season, buddy. We're all coming for you. He is checking out a little bit, though. Andrew on the inside here. Todd up on the high side behind the 24. 24's into the wall. Oh no. Hope he doesn't lose the draft in that. Uh-oh. Car's tight. He's got to get back in the draft. He's going to try to carry the momentum here on the high side. There he goes. Get back behind these cars. Get the draft of the car in front of you. Should be okay, it looks like. These guys are trading paint, bumpers, and everything else as Kyle has pulled out to just a little bit of a lead. Just a little bit. Trevor in second, Andrew in third, Kyle in fourth, Todd in fourth, James in fifth, Brody in sixth, Joshua in seventh. Let's go back to that next pack. It's turned into the 18 and the 58, and the 58 has pitted. So with pit stop starting, the 58 is just going to fly by the 18 here, so that again, some guys are starting their pit cycle here. Gary Flynn's on pit road currently. Now that leaves us 9 cars on the lead lap. They have not pitted. So again, these front 6 are pulling away now from Joshua O'Brien. So now I wonder if Joshua's got to start thinking about, do I pit early? Do I try to run this out? Giving up some speed now that he's rubbed the wall a couple times. This is the longest run we've had green flag so far tonight. We've made it past halfway. We're coming to 51 laps to go in the race as they just cross the stripe for start lap 80. And if the fuel run is somewhere close to 44 to 48 laps, somewhere in that window, are these guys trying to get 3, 4 more laps, 5 more laps, pit for 1 more stop, and be able to make it to the end? So that's what we're waiting to find out now, as the 58 just blows by the 24 with them pressure tires. But where the 58 pitted, I don't think he can make it, and the 24 hits pit road this time. So he says, got to do it this time. 50 laps to go. Hits his marks. Crew gets the right side up. 2 new tires on the right side. Drop the jack. Run around. Jack up the left side. Boom. Right side, left side tires going on. Back down. Full of fuel. Go. Doesn't swing the tires coming off pit road. Really patient. Taking care of the car. Right side's touched the yellow there. Hopefully that's not a... He didn't gain an advantage there, but you cannot touch that apron. If you put 2 tires above that paint before this blue stripe on the back, you will get a black flag. So we'll have to see what happens there for the 24. As that now leaves us 8 cars on the lead lap. And we're going to go back to this lead pack. Sorry, my voice is gone and I can't talk tonight. I apologize, guys. We just had a car hit pit road. That's Tommy Thompson coming down pit road. Get multiple laps down for him. His front 6 all curled up in a ball all together here. That 58 is coming on his fresher tires to try to get his lap back. Not too far back of him is the 24. He's going to do the same thing. These fresh tires try to gain an advantage on this pack in front of him. They don't hit pit road in the next 2, 3, 4 laps. And when they come off pit road, even with fresher tires, that 24 will have leapfrogged them and have a bit of a lead that, depending on if he has anybody to run with, he may be able to hold it. But I doubt it, because right now he's solo. He has no cars to work with. He has to catch this group, get by them, and stay out long enough. But I feel like you're going to see the pit stops coming, as Trevor did hit pit road here. 1 car by himself, though, just crazy. but within the pit fuel window, barely, just right on the edge. Right sides are done. Here comes his left sides. Clean, clear stop too. Looking good. Spins the tires to crank it off pit road here. Good exit. Here comes Todd Smith coming down pit road. He's good. He's really good about getting on and off pit road. He gains a lot of time. Super aggressive. Says he's doing 59. Is pit road speed 60 here? I can't remember. Slides in. Oh, did he miss his stall? He did. He missed his stall. He slid through the box. This is going to hurt. So his pit stop is not going to go smooth. 19 and the 18 are on pit road. Here comes James and the 92 with Brody Pope in the 29. We're going to watch these guys, see how they enter their box. 29 stops. Both of them in their box. 29 slid a little bit deep. 92 pretty square. And here comes Kyle. I just heard him say pitting. 13 is coming to pit road as Andrew Groves staying out in the 48. Watch this 13 hit his stall. Barely locks up right there at the end though. Nice and smooth coming in. Pit crew's got the right sides on and down. Runs around to the left side. Car goes up. Boom. Left sides are going to be done now. Drop it. Fuel, full of fuel. Good to go. No tire spin. Smooth exit. All right, so this is where it's going to be. As you can tell, what I was talking about earlier, the 58 and 24 pitted before these guys and have gotten by. So Andrew's on pit road now, pitting from the lead. We'll go check his pit stop, try to follow these leaders as he slides just a little bit, no big deal. Getting those tires changed anyways. Right sides are going on and back down. Jackman runs around, gets that left side up. Everything looks clean and clear here. Car's down and off. A little slow on the throttle on exit. Not as fast as the other guys. Still smooth, but just a little bit slower on exit. So as you can tell, 24 and the 58 are P1 and P2 right now. Trevor pitted that lap later, so he's got the draft. He's got the draft of the 58. 58 is on. I mean, he's run 13 laps on his tires. So the 58's not got the speed that the 24 and 33 do based off of tires. But, and actually, I'm sorry, Trevor pitted 3 laps later than Josh. My apologies. I thought it was just a lap, but it was 3 laps. Trevor gets by Adam pretty quickly. Here comes Kyle. He's just over a second behind Adam. So right on the edge of getting that draft. He's got fresher tires, more speed, just overall in the car, and he is pulling in closer as he's made that gap up. Now he's within the draft. He's a half a tenth. He was a second going into turn 1, so he's coming. Todd Smith with his slide through as he slid through his pit box and had to put it in reverse back up, and that took a few seconds, so he lost a good amount of time. Right now it's moved him back to 8th in the standings. James Malloy and Brody Pope running 5th and 6th, and they're right on the edge here within the draft of catching the 58 as well. So they can continue this momentum from their stops. As they both pitted on 85 together and they've stayed together like this, they should be able to get caught back up, I think, as well. So this pack, kind of an accordion. Everybody spread out a little bit based off of their pit stops, their in lap time, out lap time. Everybody kind of spaced out. Now we're going to see everybody kind of come together just a little bit, although the gap between third and fourth is measurable, but they get by the 58 of Adam Lowe pretty easily, and now they got to set their sights on catching the 24, the 13, and the 33. The 33 is getting caught by the 13 here, so between them, it's only a 3-lap difference. So the top three, Josh in third pitted on lap 80, Trevor in first pitted on lap 83, and Kyle in second pitted on lap 86. So all different laps chosen for their pit stops. They're all right there in the top three. I feel like for sure Kyle should be right on the edge of good for fuel. I feel like Trevor and Josh might be right on the outside window. But again, his fuel range, that window being somewhere between 46 and 48 from what most I heard. So we'll see if these guys save a little bit in this run. Jimmy Emos in the 67 getting lapped. That put him 6 laps down so far tonight. He's running in 14th place. This is kind of what more like I was expecting to see when we started the race tonight. I figured there'd be a little bit of action, a little bit of contact, a little bit of craziness. We had a lot of it to start, but now we've been running green here for a good minute, and these guys, the fields have spread out a little bit, but the accordion is coming together as this lead pack is gonna. Looks like the front two are going to be able to keep over a 2-second lead over. Now the 48 is coming. He's taking third, so he's got momentum. He's also got the freshest tires of everybody. He pitted on that lap 87. He's not having to save fuel at all. What's happening, Michael Moquin? Good to see you, brother. Here of George Buck. He's currently in 13th, 4 laps down, sorry. Trevor gets by him. That'll put him 5 laps down. Currently 12 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is the 88 of Joe Gibbons. He is 27 seconds behind the leader. So that currently would say he's getting ready to cross the start-finish line now. So the leader is in turn 3, 4. He's not too far, and he's running alone too, so he doesn't have anybody to draft with, work with, so he's not in immediate danger of going down, but he is losing time to the leaders pretty quickly. So I feel like in 10 to 15 laps that gap might be pretty close to the leaders without a help of the yellow to keep him from going a lap down. So we'll take this moment. We're going to just go through the field here, check out where everybody's at, and give you an update. Excuse me, sorry. I've been trying to mute every time I've had to cough. I missed it that time, I apologize. So we've got Trevor leading currently right now in first spot. In second is Kyle in 13. Third place, Andrew Groves, followed by James Malloy in fourth, and Brody Pope in fifth. Joshua O'Brien kind of solo on an island by himself in sixth place currently. Todd Smith back in seventh. Adam Lowe running eighth. Again, I feel like Adam pitted on lap 75. I don't think he can make it on fuel, so I feel like he's got to have to stop again. The 15 of Gary Flynn is running ninth. He last pitted on lap 77. I don't think he has enough unless he's backing off a little bit on the throttle, but I still don't think he has enough to make it. It's 53, 54 laps. That's tough. 10th place is going to be Ivan in the 19 car. He last pit on lap 84. Should be right on the buffer going all the way to the end here. He's got Daniel Butler right behind him in 11th, that 18 car. He made some contact with the outside wall a few times today. He's had the speed. He just hasn't been able to gain a lot of positions. He's been kind of in the mid-pack tonight. Still on the lead lap and still waiting for a caution. Anything can happen. So, I mean, we're coming to next time the leader comes by, it'll be lap 100. 31 laps to go, so still time for anything to happen for these guys. So staying on the lead lap is key, and these guys are working together to try to keep from the leaders catching them, which they're still, let's say, half a lap ahead of the leader. And then Joe Gibbons in the 88 is running 12th again. I was saying earlier, he's the last car on the lead lap. After him, we have George Buck in the 28. Actually holding his own and checking out from the leaders a little bit here. Tommy Thompson, rough night for him. He is 8 laps down in 14th place. Jimmy Emos towed to pits again, it looks like. He's off track. And then Ben Summerford, Mark Owlett have called it a night as well. Joshua Osborne has as well. So we have a few drivers that have left the race. Oh, Josh, 4 minutes of damage. Okay, that explains why the car's a little bit slow. So that's rough. That's rough. So yeah, it's make hard to keep up with the field. So go back to the front here. We've got Andrew has come through and gotten the lead over Kyle Heath and Trevor Benz. So the 48, the 13, and the 33 are your top 3. The 92 of Malloy. Ooh, as we see Andrew glitches out there for a second and blinks. We've got Andrew, Kyle, Trevor, James, and Brody as your top 5, and they're all together. Throw a blanket over them. They're in a line. And from what I can tell, at least based off of the timing and scoring of these guys, all 5 of them should be good on fuel to make it to the end, or right on the edge of fuel line, like just depending. And I think without a caution, without something changing, it's going to be between these 5 guys. They've pulled out over a 10-second gap over Todd Smith in 6th. Yeah, Joshua O'Brien has fallen back to 8th now with that 4 minutes of damage. He let me know in chat. Again, multitasking like crazy, this guy, middle of a race. Yeah, I got a quick button for that. Let me tell Jason I got 4 minutes of damage. Give me a good update. I appreciate it. Helps for my reporting skills. But yeah, we're gonna see if a couple of these guys, like I said, most likely will have to pit one more time. But these lead guys, these lead 5, look to probably be good on fuel, would be my guess. So now we're gonna battle it out. We're gonna see who has the best car at the end. Out of these 5 guys, the 48, the 13, the 33, the 92, and the 29. Let me know what you think. Who you rooting for? Who you think's going to come out on top? Get your guesses now with coming to 26 to go this time by. great battle in here for second place between the 13 and the 33 as they are trying their darndest to figure out who's going to be second place here. Oh, don't tell me he blinked again. I think we were just witness to Andrew blinking out of the race. Yeah, I'm clicking on his name. He is not popping up on track. So I think Andrew just literally lost connection while leading this race. Oh, the 48. The heartbreak. That has got the frustration level right now for Andrew. I feel for you, man. That is rough. We're at 20 laps to go, and the leader of the race just disconnected while we were riding along. So Trevor assumes the lead here as we're at 20 laps to go, with Kyle in second and the 13, the 92 of James Malloy. Rough start to the night. Rough start for James. We've all seen it. We all know about it. Now we're going to see how this finish works out for him. Great drive for this race. And then the 29 of Brody Pope. This guy. Newer to the series. He is putting in the work tonight as well. This is going to be an exciting finish, guys. Four lead lap cars, all covered with a blanket. 19 laps to go. Looks like they shouldn't have to pit for fuel. Manage your car, manage your tires, stay out of the wall, stay out of each other. Have a good finish here, as they have a 15-second lead over Joshua O'Brien, who has somehow found a rabbit's foot or something and just started driving back forward a little bit with his damaged car. Not able to catch the pack, so to speak, but I mean, top 5 with 4 minutes of damage on your car probably wouldn't be too bad, right, Josh? He's got Todd Smith running right with him here. So 5th and 6th are together. We've got to go 6 seconds further back for Gary Flynn in the 15. He's by himself. Again, he pitted on lap 77, so I feel like he's still going to have to stop. Daniel Butler in the 18, up to 8th. Ivan in 19, in the 19 car is up to 9th. That's where he started the race. So break even tonight maybe for Ivan. We can get by Daniel and gain a spot. The 88 of Joe Givens. as he has gotten passed by the leaders. Gone a lap down, so it's going to give us 9 cars on the lead lap. Adam Lowe came back to pit road on 111. Said, yep, these tires weren't going to make it out and have enough fuel. Get all that filled up. 9, excuse me, 9-second stop for him. So maybe just right sides in fuel, or left sides, whichever one's wearing faster. I think it would be the right sides here. So I mean, with this top 4, is it kind of like a plate track? Do you wait till the end to make your move? Is it about who's in second on the last lap? Is it about making the move with more than 2-3 laps to go because it takes a few laps to get that position? I feel like these guys are going to be thinking of different strategies and ideas on what they want to do to finish this race out. So this time by, they'll be taken at the line of 12 laps to go. Out of this 130 lap race, we have finally got down to just the last dozen laps. A lot of green flag racing here. This 2/3 of the race. First third was yellow after yellow, even incident that didn't have a yellow. So a little bit of everything to start. Sorry about that. This started coughing, hacking like crazy. But yeah, now we're at 11 laps to go. So I mean, we just a few more turns around this track, this 2-mile oval, to decide who's going to come out on top. And these top 4, again, staying in line. Looks like they're catching the 28 of George Buck. As at the beginning of this run, after they all pitted, George was right there kind of in front of them too and pulled away. And now they're starting to catch up to him here a little bit. Just as a report, the 88 did hit pit road as well on lap 114, so that's put him back to 11th. Adam is in 10th in the 58 car. So both of them had to pit again because they pitted in the 70s on their last pit stop. So it's going to be difficult to make it to the end without pitting again on their strategy. So that's put that both of them down. As the 88 is 2 laps down and the 58 is 1 lap down. But that 88, both of them are kind of catching this lead pack. So over the next nine laps, as they're coming crossing the stripe with 9 to go, we might see those guys get a lap back if they get past the leaders. I don't know if they'll go up and interfere on that with this battle. We'll see what happens here with the 28. And there's a lot lot of room to pass here, but if somebody's in your line, it gets a little bit more difficult. So a lot of times you'll see cars that are multiple laps down kind of get out of the way of the leaders and let them race it out and not be involved in the decision on how that works out. So we'll see how it plays out with these guys. As Kyle has stretched out just a little bit of gap over Trevor. Trevor's got a little bit of a gap over James, but they're all still there. It's not as close as it was 5-6 laps ago. So I think that draft off that 28 has helped the 13 pull out a little bit. And now when he gets by him, and he's going to try to make quick work of him coming down real low. Let's see if they race off the exit here in the corner. Nope, he gets clear. It's good. And then 28 stays up high. 33 and 92 are going to go low on the backstretch into 3. Here comes the 29 to go below as well. And then here it is. There's that 88. As he has caught the lead pack, so we're going to see what he has to do, because he's 2 laps down. Maybe wants to get a lap back in case there's a yellow. Doesn't want to be the yellow. We're at 7 laps to go here. Just report, looks like Joshua O'Brien is losing some time here. He got passed by Todd Smith for 5th. Checked out a little bit on Joshua now. So right now, coming to 6 to go. Kyle Heath has got a 0.2 of a second lead. It's basically 4 or 5 car lengths over Trevor. And again, you got to have the run, you got to have the momentum to make the pass, but you got to get there. And these guys are falling back a little bit. And now they're trying to chase wherever he's at on track, stay in the draft, keep the momentum. The 88 is underneath the 29. Again, I don't know if he's going to try to get involved in this, but he is definitely sticking it down there on him. O'Brien just came over the radio. I'm not sure what he said there. 5 to go. Excuse me, sorry. Kyle is keeping that gap on these guys. It's amazing that he can keep that gap. This draft should be pulling these guys forward. So tires, grip, overall just momentum. Kyle is able to run smoother than the rest of these guys, and they're not able to make that time up. Now he's got a 0.3 of a second lead, which is still only like 6 car lengths. Not a lot, but it's going to be hard to catch. The 92 takes a peek underneath the 33. He gets tight. Ooh, that was close. But they all come out on the other end. And here we go. 3 laps to go, folks. 3 laps to go in this 130 lap race. It's come down to these 4 cars for the win. 24-second lead over 5th place. So this is 2 more laps around. We catch that white flag. There's no chance of yellows or anything. That's what Kyle wants to see, right? As a leader, get me to the white flag. No more yellows, no more restarts. And he's got 0.4 of a second lead. He's pulling away from these guys. Ooh, the 92 right onto the left rear's bumper on the corner. Trying to get underneath him, trying to get position. And that slows everybody down. And so now it's a 6.5 of a second lead for Kyle with 2 laps to go. These guys are not able to gain any time on this 13 car. Kyle is off to the races. Here we go. The top 3 get an interview at the end of the race. So one of these 4 is not going to make it. So let's see which one it isn't. Because Kyle looks to be checked out. But now they've got the bumps. Here comes the momentum. .33 and 92. 92's up into the wall just a little bit. Saves it, catches it. 29 underneath the 33 for second. 1 lap to go. White flag lap. What's going to happen here for second, third, and fourth? As fourth is going to fall back just a little bit. That contact James had with the wall, I don't know if he's going to get back to it. But Trevor is falling back as well. I don't know. He might be out of gas. Trevor is slow. Kyle Heath is still got a lead, but Brody Pope is coming to the finish. Here we go at the line. Kyle Heath is your winner tonight at Michigan. Brody Pope in second. James Malloy with the top 3. Well deserved, sir. And Trevor Benz with the lead they had on the rest of the pack. I think he's going to cross the line in P4 still. Running out of fuel. Good drive, good try. Here comes Todd out of turn 4 to get in the 66 car to get 5th place tonight. Slides around. The 88 is going to get 6th. Ivan gets 7th. What a great drive tonight by Kyle Heath. Great drive. So we're going to do interviews here in just a moment. Give me just a second to get everybody together, and we'll be right back here shortly after tonight's great race at Michigan. Well driven race by Kyle Heath. Had trouble early in the race, got some heavy damage, got to repair. Came out and put it together for the second half of the race, and great drive there at the end to pull away from the other 3 and hold off to win. We'll be right back. All right, let's go ahead and get to interviews here as we're going to go straight to 3rd place. James Malloy, let's get him pulled in here. James, you got a copy, buddy?
I sure do.
All right, man. First off, congratulations on getting 3rd tonight. My first question and statement for you is going to be hell of a drive from how this race started for you. Bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. How did you turn this around from what seemed to be like just a terrible start for you? A lot of contact spins, everything going wrong. But then here at the end of the race, you were one of the 4 in that lead pack to be in the right spot. How'd that drive go for you? How do you summarize your night?
It took a lot of cursing, cussing, fussing at the beginning there. I mean, it was just, running with a bunch of great drivers, people that know how to keep their, heads on, trying to keep myself calm, take my spots, don't burn the faster pair too quick. It just took, refocusing. And I look at it this way. I usually get all the bad luck at the end of the race, so, it's good for once to get all of it out of the way, stay in it, and run the wheels off it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the first half, the first third of this race, everything that happened to you, I even had Nate in the chat. I mean, he was giving me inside information from talking to you, and I was like, yeah, I'd be fuming too, but I'd still be hopeful because your car was still in one piece. Even that spin off of turn 2, You didn't hit anything. You actually let off the brakes and let the car back away from the wall while you were going backwards, and like kept the car in one solid piece. And when you have those type of issues to where you can keep the car solid, you knew you had a fast ride. It was just getting away from the trouble, keeping yourself out of trouble. And once you got in that front pack and you were in that top 4, top 5, you really seemed to, kind of, you were steady on lap times, you were running really good laps, you were staying out of trouble, you weren't overdriving the car. A lot of drivers we would saw, during the race would overdrive, push out of turn 2, go up into the wall. You kept it out of the wall. You kept it really much more focused and clean, and great run for you. Really good job.
Yeah, I mean, you summarized it up pretty well. Oh man, I don't have a lot of words for it. I can't believe we survived it, but I'm glad we did. And yeah, I mean, just again trying to stick to the fundamentals. I knew I had a fast car. Like, my practice and qualifying time didn't really show up, but like, I'm great. I'm good at Michigan. The big tracks are my bread and butter, and it kind of helps when you run the next gen at doing some Carb Cup races as well. But these tracks are where I shine, and luckily we didn't kill the car before it came to life.
That's true. That's true, man. And by the way, great paint job tonight. I always love that Mountain Dew Baja Blast paint scheme. That's fire. Great paint scheme for tonight. And great momentum heading into the regular season. As next week we go to Old Atlanta. What do you feel about starting the season off there? How do you feel about your chances next week?
I got to work on the tire management portion a little because that track eats tires away. But we'll work on some things during the week. Put some lap time in and or put some laps in. Just see what we show up with. Again, it's gonna be similar in the aspect of got to stick to the fundamentals. Got to know when to pick your battles. Know when to pick your line. Just stick to the basics. Don't let setbacks get in your head.
Yeah, the racing the track line comes to mind whenever I hear somebody say Old Atlanta. You got to race the track first and then race the competitors second. Like you really have to pick those battles. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and Old Atlanta I think is going to show us, who's best at doing that because it's a difficult track. That track chews up tires, and and keeping the pace to be able to. I've seen guys at that track, go a lap down without having an issue, so to speak, but they overdrive their car, they wear their tires out, and they fall back too far. And so managing that is probably key in my mind. I'm excited for it myself. I can't wait to be in the car next week, and be on track with you guys. I love Michigan. It was fun to broadcast it, but I wish I was racing it tonight. I would have had fun with you guys as well. But last off, congratulations again. Top 3 tonight here at Michigan. Well deserved for everything you went through in that first third of that race. You put a complete race together even with the bad luck because you had really good driving in those incidents. Like that very first one on the front straight, you were spun, got back straight, and had to lock up and spin again when the 51 came in front of you. I really thought you were dead to the rights, totaled, and you found a way to keep your car from any contact with him. And then that was the theme, right? Take care of your car. The tires are what they are. You got to do what you got to do, but you kept your car from getting wrecked. And we saw that, the next caution after that, the 51 couldn't keep his car from getting wrecked, and he put it nose first in the outside wall, and unfortunately his night was over early. But that's the difference, right? If you can keep your car out of heavy contact, heavy damage, you give yourself a chance at a track like this. And then you were able to run the strategy, run the laps, run the way that you needed to stay in that top pack and give yourself a chance there at the end. So congrats on that. Is there anybody you got to give any thanks or shout outs to before we let you go?
As always, the Tricky Dick gang. You know, what's up, guys? And my wonderful girlfriend Hannah. She's degenerate enough to watch me do this. I appreciate it. Yeah, just shout out to all the first gear guys. It's a pleasure racing with y'all. Maybe not the cleanest, but it's fun racing with y'all. great group. And let's enjoy a good season.
Absolutely, man. Well, thanks again. Congrats on the P3, and we'll see you next week at Old Atlanta. Okay, bud?
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, you have a good night.
You too, sir.
All right, so let's bring up P2 tonight. Brody Pope. Let's get him in here. Brody, it's Jason in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Brody. Congratulations on finishing second tonight here at Michigan. Hell of a drive for you. Um, Give me just a summary about your night. How did it go for you? How do you think that went to get to second? And then, I mean, you were in that lead pack that whole end of that run. Was there anything you could have done differently to maybe get a chance to get by Kyle to win this race?
Yeah, I feel like well, definitely if I had a couple more laps, or even if me and Malloy could have passed the 33 in time, a couple more laps before what we actually did, I feel like we could have caught him. But for the last little bit of that run there, I thought that the 33 was backing up to get a run on the leader on Heath, but he was actually saving fuel, and I just didn't think about that till the last couple of laps and realized what was going on. But overall, the race itself was great. Once we got the cautions out the way, seemed like everybody just wanted to race hard. Um, the 33 and 48 were mixing it up a bunch in front of me, and so they put on a good show where I was sitting back there just riding, and it was a good night. Tried to keep it up front, tried to keep it clean. Had that mix up on I think the second lap, ran into the back of the 92, and I got them Mike Tyson reflexes, I reckon. But but overall, it was a good night. Strategy worked out in our favor. Ended the night with plenty of fuel from saving it, and still ended up catching the leaders. So there definitely ain't no complaining. Just wish we could have passed the 33 a little bit sooner, but you're trying to figure out what everybody's strategy is, trying to figure out who's doing what. But overall, I reckon it was a pretty good night.
Yeah, overall, that it was a very entertaining race. It was nice once we got through the cautions and such, like you said, and kind of got that to where we could get to green flag racing and let strategy play out. And it did play out for a lot of different people, a few different ways. And the drive you had all evening for what we saw, pretty crisp and clean. That incident early with the 92, I went back and replayed that a couple times during the broadcast, and I wouldn't have expected the 92 to back up like he did, so that really was kind of unexpected. I felt like I would have been in the same position as you if it was me. I don't think I could have done anything differently there, but way to keep it clean, take care of your car, and a heck of a drive, hell of a race, and to end the preseason with a P2 finish going into Old Atlanta next week. And tell
Oh
me,
yeah.
what do you think about that? Are you excited for that? Are you ready for some Old Atlanta racing?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to run it. I signed up to be kind of a part-time
Yeah.
racer, just because of my schedule and everything. But as of right now, I'm planning on running at Atlanta, and you got to know how to drive if you're going to run that track. That's for sure. So it'll show really who the drivers are, but it'll also show who can save tires.
Yep. Yep.
A lot of these guys, they'll get on here and run and gun wide open, and you can't do that in this car at the old Atlanta. So it's really going to show who has the finesse, and who has the ability to really save tires and everything. And it's going to be fun. A lot of slipping and sliding. Is it going to be day or night race?
It is going to be a day race because Old Atlanta, they don't allow us to use the
Yeah.
lights. So
Gotcha.
we have to race
Gotcha.
during the day. Yeah, so it's going to be hot, it's going to be slick, and those tires are going to get ate up faster, I feel like.
Well, you're going to be in for a treat, and everybody watching the live stream, I wouldn't miss it. I'll tell you that much. I think it'll be great. Some great
That's
racing.
that's what I'm thinking about too. Next week I should be back in the seat. Edwin should be back in the booth for Saturday nights next week, so I'll be ready to be on track. I'm excited. I was kind of missing out on racing tonight with y'all. I love Michigan, and but it was fun to watch. You guys really put on a heck of a show, and the strategies and everything that played out. I was trying to stay on top of it the best I could, And there at the end, I when Trevor ran out of fuel, I was like, oh, I thought he was right on the border when he pitted. I didn't know exactly what a fuel run would be, but now it made sense to me too, because I couldn't figure out how
Mm-hmm.
Kyle was pulling on you guys by a tenth, 2/10 there at the end of that
Mm-hmm.
run. But now it made sense. Trevor was backing the corner up a little bit trying to save fuel, and he just didn't save enough. But if you guys would have known that, you guys probably could have pushed around a little bit earlier, so that makes sense too. But
Yeah.
heck of a drive, man. Well done.
Yes, sir. It was great, man. These guys, there's a good group of guys. I know I'm new to the league and everything, and but it's good to make some new friends. Good to come out race with a good group of guys that will run you hard, but they run you clean, and have a good day. That's the main thing. So
Absolutely, man. Well, we
I really,
appreciate having you.
yes, sir. I appreciate you letting me race with you. It was good. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Before we let you go tonight, any thanks or shout outs you got to give?
Sure, I give a shout out to my wife Kayla, my 2.5-year-old boy Brantley, and to the Tricky Dicks group. Appreciate them boys, and First Gear Racing for letting me join in and hop in and run with y'all. Just like I said, just a good opportunity and a lot of good people around us, and that let us hop on here and spend a couple hours on a Saturday night to have a little fun. So
Absolutely, man. Well, thanks to them. Appreciate you. Again, congratulations on second tonight. And then as your schedule works out, hopefully we see you on the track as much as we can, especially next week at Old Atlanta. So you have a great night, man, and we'll see you next week, okay?
yes, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you. All right, that was Brody Pope. Now we're going to go on and pull in the big dog, Kyle Heath. Let's get him in here. Kyle Heath, you got a copy, Eagle.
I sure don't. I mean, yeah.
a Another win to add to the belt. Congratulations on a great race tonight. I know it didn't go without some issues, but heck of a comeback to drive up there and be in position at the end of this race, that last long green flag run to put yourself in position and then pull away out of that group to a win. Well done, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I didn't go throughout this race unscathed. That's for sure. I should be dead, honestly, or at least somebody else should be dead after that one.
You
Man,
and the
that was a
48
hard hit.
should be both in intensive care after a wreck like that. That was crazy. And then that both of you, I mean, quickly, fast repairs, and you both were back to the front of the pack in no time. Like it was like you didn't even have that incident. It was nuts. And you both had a really good race going, and then the 48 disconnects, I think, or lost connection from the lead. We were riding in car with him when it happened. It scared the crap out of me. Um, and then you and Trevor, really good battle. And then it looked like he had to save some fuel there at the end and couldn't save enough. But you were starting to pull away from the other three guys, and I was like, man, how can he get away and they're not able to draft back up to him? And I was figuring if there was going to be a run coming with 2 or 3 laps to go, but it never came. And you were able to just keep it out there and pull away for a heck of a win here at Michigan to wrap up the preseason. Next week, I've asked the other 2 drivers in the in the broadcast booth tonight that
No
came
need to
in,
ask me. No
and
need to ask me.
and I'm asking you, let the people hear. We go to Old Atlanta next week. Tell me what you think about that, Kyle.
That's my baby. I love me some old Atlanta right there. That's some like old school freaking racing right there, boy. You better save them tires. That's all I got to say. Save them tires.
Well, that's what we've
You
heard
can,
from the other 2 as
yep.
well.
You can go out there and be as fast as you want, be a superhero, and you will turn a zero right quick.
Yep, I agree. I was talking with I think James and Brody. I think I mentioned it after they mentioned tires. Like I've seen it where somebody's gone to Old Atlanta and run really hard and in one stint use their tires up so much where they fell a lap down, to the leaders that took
Oh
care of their
yeah.
tires. Like it can change your race in an instant on tire wear, and that we got to race it during the day because Old Atlanta doesn't have night lights. That heat, the track. I mean, there's so many things that are going to take it into place where people that can manage their car, take care of their tires, which you have shown over the past 2 seasons in the Gen 6 Cup car that you are one of the best at doing. I think this one's right down your wheelhouse and why you love it so much. So we're all excited for it. I think we're going to see a heck of a race to start the season. But I know I had to ask you because I asked the other two because I already knew your answer. But we got to make sure let everybody know that's watching. Kyle is licking his chops for week 1 at Old Atlanta, which some of us are and maybe some of us aren't. But at the end of the day, I think it's a great way to start the season. Before we let you go for the night, Kyle, any shout out thanks you want to give to anybody?
Yeah, man. I want to give a whole shout out to you guys, and basically all of us at First Gear Racing. It's been a blast since I found you guys, and eh, I'm having a ball. I enjoy my Saturday nights. So, yeah, I mean, let's go out here and have some fun. Ready for the season to kick off with a bang.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate having you, and you're a spectacle to watch on the track. We love to watch you. We love to race with you. I can't wait to be back in the car next week. Again, I've said every time broadcasting, I love broadcasting. I love watching the race from a spectator's view and getting to call it and guess its strategy and figure out what everybody's doing because that's how I spend my race when I'm on the track. But man, Michigan was one that I was looking forward to. So I am super glad that the season starts next week and I'm in the car all season and on Saturday nights because I'm gonna be up there trying to battle with you and the rest of these guys to put on a heck of a show. So thanks again for the shout out. We appreciate you having you and everybody. This race went pretty caution fest early and then turned into a green flag race, which is what we have grown into. In first gear racing, we really have some good green flag runs. We let strategy play out, and you get to see the different ideas that come to mind in that. And we saw that tonight. Somebody like Trevor, fast up front, pitted 1-2 laps too early, and his strategy of trying to save fuel wasn't enough. And he, fortunately, you guys had enough of a lead where, I mean, all he did was fall to what, fourth? So he didn't lose a lot, but he didn't save enough or didn't work enough. So the strategies kind of changed how that race finished as well. So great racing by everybody, certainly by yourself with another win. And we'll see you next week at Old Atlanta, my friend.
Yep. Yes, sir.
All right.
See you later,
have
Jason.
A great night. All right.
All right. You too.
Thanks, bud. All right. Well, that is going to complete our interviews for the night. We're just going to throw up the standings here for the race just to pop that up for everybody real quick. Again, our winner, Kyle Heath. Brody Pope comes in second. James Malloy comes in third. Trevor Benz runs out of fuel but still gets fourth there at the line. Todd Smith comes home with the top 5 and 5th. Daniel Butler gets 6th tonight. Good finish for him. Ivan comes in 7th. Well done. Adam Lowe, 8th. Joshua O'Brien had to pit there at the end. Had damage to his car. Just couldn't run with the pack. Finishes 9th. Gary Flynn in his 15 car comes in 10th. Then you have Joe Gibbons, George Buck, Tommy Thompson, Andrew Groves, Jimmy Emos, Ben Summerford, Mark Owlett, and Joshua Osborne round out the 18 cars that ran tonight, with the top 7 finishing on the lead lap. Thank you all for watching tonight. We are going to call it an evening. We will be back. First Gear Network will be live with week 1 of IndyCar on Monday night, GT3s on Wednesday night, and then back next Saturday with Gen 6 Cup cars at Old Atlanta on next Saturday evening. So we'll see you then. You all have a great night. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.